Cammie just challenged me, encouraged me? Suggested to me that I delete Instagram off my phone for 1 month.
Yeah.
There it is, watch this.
That means you'll stop posting pictures without filters.
Bam. Delete.
Whoa.
Bam, it's gone. We're heading out to breakfast for our weekly business meeting. And the weather made it so that we were gonna drive anyways. And then this guy came in the mail, which is a buy one, get one free. So we're gonna try someplace different today.
Hers and his to-go mugs. This place that we're going to has pretty shitty coffee. It was kind of a dilemma this morning though, because Ben and I are on different pages with this. I am okay with drinking shitty coffee. I really like the experience of having the mug, the steaming hot coffee.
Wrong way, dude.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you can't go this way, go that way. It's the one way.
I really like that experience. And then they come and fill your coffee up, and it just feels like, I just like it. Even if it's coffee. But Ben is like, I am not drinking that stuff. No way. So then, but I like drinking with him. So that won out for me. And that's why we brought hers and his to-go mugs.
What almost won out, is she didn't tell you, is she wanted to bring coffee and order it. And I was like, that's not happening.
Oh, you need to go. Well, I just wanted like best of both worlds, I guess.
This is how you know if they serve this in the place. It's not good coffee.
Ah, oh my gosh, all over my phone. That's not good.
And I don't even
That was a good meeting. We didn't feel like we had a ton to talk about compared to some other weeks. Got some stuff squared away about this week, got some stuff squared away about the future, distant future, and just again, it's just good to get on the same page. We feel like once a week is bare minimum needed for that kind of thing. For the kind of just...
What were you gonna say?
So we can be a family team, but then I was like, I don't want to say that. But I mean, I do want to be a family team, but yeah. What I was trying to say, Ben and I being on the same page is a really important thing. It enables us to accomplish our family goals, and even for there just to be a spirit about our family that is something that we want, like where we feel more unified. Ben and I are more unified, and then it trickles down then to the kids, and they feel something positive from that.
All great businesses or teams that are trying to accomplish something beyond survival, you have to have strategy and intentionality and tools to do that. And I think a lot of people, family isn't seen that way. We give more resources to like our businesses or our fucking softball team,
Yeah.
than we do to family. And I don't think it's people's fault. I just don't think we have thought about family in that way. But to us, family is like the most important team. And Cammie is my most important teammate. Like, she's my biggest ally. So for us to invest 2 hours and $20 a week into strategy is really not a big thing when we see how much we get out of it.
Yeah. My allergies are in full swing, so I'm kind of desperate here. So desperate that I'm willing to drink some of this. Not that I'm super convinced that this will do anything. And if it does do something, it probably is like something that you have to like drink twice a day for like a month for you to see like a tiny little bit of help. Oh, but you know, sometimes placebo helps. We have raw local honey. I'm gonna put that with it. Oh yeah, I'll just... some honey. This will just be my like chaser. Ah. Oh dear. Ugh. Ugh. Vinegar nastiness. Oh. Oh, it's really bad. But really good. For me. Alright, well that's all I'm doing today.
We just finished meeting with our kids and watching a teaching about Passover because today is the first day of Passover and our family is celebrating that. So we wanted to share with you guys the story of how we got into that because it was kind of weird. We both grew up in Christian homes and we celebrated holidays like Christmas and Easter. There was a high emphasis there. None on Shabbat or a day of rest, which is kind of weird because it's actually a 10 commandment. And none on Passover or Yom Kippur or any of like what we called like Jewish holidays. And for me, a lot of this started, I think I was reading, it's like the story of Passover is in Exodus 12 in the Jewish scriptures. And I came across this line and it says this, after it describes the Passover celebration. This is a day you are to commemorate for the generations to come. You shall celebrate it as a festival to Yahweh, a lasting ordinance. And then it says again, like, celebrate this day as a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. And it actually says this a third time. And it says, when your children ask you, what does this mean? You tell them, this is who God is. And I remember hearing as a kid that God never changed, you know, that who God is doesn't change. And as a Christian, I had this viewpoint like, oh, there was this God of the Old Testament and God of the New Testament. But when I was reading this language of like, for all time and like generations to come. I remember just like wondering like, what loopholes are we using to not celebrate this? Like, maybe another way of asking it is, what better has come along? You know, are there better holidays like Halloween or Valentine's Day or Labor Day? Or it was more than 5 years ago, our family started asking these questions of like, why are these important and how do we start celebrating them? And we had no idea. So I got a few books and listened to a few things, but that's what we've been trying to figure out. These holidays that are in the Bible are thousands of years old, and they have a very, very deep meaning. They were actually designed to teach us, they were designed by God to teach us who He is. What could be a cooler thing in a holiday? And what I found with a lot of American holidays is that they can be fun and great, but the more you get into it, the more shallow they are. It either becomes about candy or freedom. I mean, those are great things, but they don't have a spiritual foundation to them that was ordained by God. So I get kind of sick of them after a decade or two. These biblical holidays that have been around for thousands of years, the more that you understand them and the more that you celebrate them, I think the richer they get. If you want to understand God and if you believe in the Bible, I would really recommend looking into some of these. And I don't think you have to be an expert to celebrate it. Just like Christmas or Valentine's Day, you don't have to be like, oh, I don't understand where it came from, so I can't take you out to dinner. No, you just do it. you jump in and you say, hey, we're going to celebrate this, and maybe we're going to suck at it, but we're going to have a good time. And we're at least going to call it the label. This is Passover. And you know what? Next year, we're going to understand it more. And the year after that, we're going to understand it more. And I feel like our family is understanding the importance of it more and more. And we just listened to this message by Tim Keller. I'm going to put the link below because it really, I've probably listened to this message like 5 times. And it talks about how Passover is like the cornerstone. It's the center of the Christian story. The story of the Lamb. It's like the story. The story of payment of debt, a debt that needed to be paid, and we couldn't pay it ourselves. Someone or something else had to pay it, and that something was a lamb. And it started off early with Abraham, the second act came with Moses, and the third act came with Jesus. It's an amazing story, and it's actually, I think, life-changing. I actually really do thank God that we don't just have to memorize a textbook or go to boring Sunday school classes to learn about this. There's actually holidays which have food and days of the week and time off of work. These are what these things were meant for. You know, they were actually meant to teach us and celebrate. It's just the coolest thing. I'll post this message below, and we hope to kind of like share our journey of what Passover looks like this week, and hope that maybe you would consider asking some of those questions. Oh. It's someone's very special day tomorrow.